Hey guys, I wasn't really sure if I was going to do this episode or not. It's going to tackle something that, I wasn't sure if I wanted to discuss as kind of negative, but I think I've been accused of this like probably 1,000 times over the last almost 10 years that I've been in business. So I think it was time to address this in a straightforward, kind of honest way. So there's two questions that I get asked or accused of in Facebook comments, in YouTube video comments a lot. The first question is, if you're so rich, why are you selling courses? You might have been thinking this yourself. I don't blame you necessarily. And the second question is, okay, well, if you're so good at buying properties, then why don't you just buy them all? Like, why are you teaching others to buy them if they're so good and you know what you're doing? Just get richer by buying more properties. Okay, so let's just go through those two. And yeah, I'm just trying to be honest as possible.
Welcome to the Oz Property Investment Mastery Podcast. My name's PK and I help busy people build passive income by buying top 5% growth and cash flow property and build a portfolio using data without wasting months doing research, spending weekends at inspection or catching flights, or dropping $10,000 to $20,000 on buyer's agents every single time. So if you're confused, lack confidence, and just overwhelmed with all the information and marketing misinformation available online and don't know where to start, then this show is for you.
So the first question is, if you're so rich, like, why are you selling courses? All right. So I think the first thing is, I only sell one course. Okay, that's all you need. There's no upsell, cross sell, downsell, side sell, anything else. I just sell one course, and that's really in terms of my education business. That's all I've been doing, selling a course. It's not a digital product by itself. It's actually adds a mentorship element, lifetime mentoring from me. Okay, so like, why do I do this if I'm so rich? I know a lot of you might be thinking, well, if I was so rich, like if I had 300K passive income, like PK, at least says he does, or if I have a $25 million portfolio debt free, like PK, supposedly says he does, then I'd be on the beach. Well, that's the difference between, I guess, you and me. And it's not just about me. You look around at some of the most wealthy people in the world, and obviously I'm not comparing myself to any one of them. So many, I mean, unlimitedly more successful than me. But you often find that the most successful people, or at least if you see finance as a measure of success, which by itself it is not, but if you categorize net wealth or richness, such a crass term, as being success, some of the most successful people in the world, Elon, etc., it's not like they're at the beach. Elon, I think, $500 billion net worth right now, and he's probably one of the hardest working people in the world, at least according to podcast reports and media reports. So why does he do that? Like, why does he still work if he's so rich? Like, why isn't he just relaxing, following his passion, spending time with his family? All those things are good, and a lot of those things are what my clients do when they do become financially independent. That is exactly what they do, and so I'm not bagging that out at all. But some people, they actually want to pursue their passion, which happens to be work, or which happens to be building a business or building a product or changing lives. Okay, so that might sound like really wanky to some of you. Oh, he's trying to change lives. But maybe that's the difference between, us. Your idea of happiness may be different to mine. For me, I'm a teacher at heart. It's like, unfortunately, I mean, I really respect and admire primary school teachers, high school teachers, any type of teachers, but they don't really get paid a lot. For me, I enjoy teaching a lot. Okay. That process of assimilating something, doing it, mastering it, and then teaching that to others so that they can benefit off that. Okay. That is something that is really rewarding. Oftentimes, what you see in the student, their success or that aha moment for them is more rewarding than it was for you. Okay. But you can resonate because you had that aha moment. Like when a client may just click and be like, Oh yeah, I understand it now. I understand how to select suburbs. It's like, okay, you get it. Good job. Have you ever experienced that with a teacher? Maybe they're just teaching you mathematics or English or something, and then you finally get it. Or maybe with your parents when you were young, and your parents so proud, like they're like, okay, job done. Like that's the kind of kick I get out of teaching. And of course, when they achieve massive wealth, hundreds of thousands of dollars, capital growth, or when their passive income slowly starts increasing where they can reduce their hours of work and maybe one of the husband or wife stops working. Like for me, that's really rewarding. And so let's go back to the Elon example. Of course, I can't compare myself to him, but he sleeps under a desk at work oftentimes. He often sleeps in the Tesla warehouse because he's so passionate about the technology. He might be not be passionate about making people money, like that's not his business, but he's passionate about the technology and impacting the world. Of course, he's talking about going to Mars, creating a civilization on Mars because he thinks the Earth will no longer be habitable for all of us in the not too distant future. That's his thought process, and he's working hard for it. Yes, he could be more selfish and just like basically watch Netflix for the rest of his life, but that wouldn't bring him any happiness. So, why do I do this even though I'm quote unquote rich? It's because it's actually something I want to do. And it's not the only business I have. I have multiple businesses. Okay. This is like just one income stream. The course business is one income stream for me. I have other things like private equity. I've done developments in the past and also doing some angel investment, advising businesses, etc., etc. So you do things that bring you pleasure. That's the difference. When you're financially independent or financially free, you do things that you want at your own pace with no boss. Okay? When you're not financially free, you do things that okay, maybe you like doing it, in which case credit to you. But normally it's doing things that pays the bills that you don't necessarily like, reporting to a boss, doing it when you don't want with no freedom. You have to do it. You feel it's a compulsion. In my mind, you gotta have the curiosity to know yourself and the courage to be yourself. And I'm not pretending to be Mother Teresa or a saint. Okay. Of course, the financial income from the business is also good. I mean, we live in a capitalistic world. The more money you get does not bring you more happiness, but it does allow you to buy more things. Do those additional things buy me a whole lot of extra happiness? I wouldn't say so. Like the difference between a 3 million versus $12 million house, like, yeah, it's better, but like honestly, no one should bust their gut trying to achieve a $12 million house. But there needs to be some sort of reciprocation for value delivery. Prosperity equals value delivery in the world. If you give something for free, people don't value it. For example, I did a video, as I've done so many times last year, on the best suburb to buy in Melbourne, free of charge on YouTube. And all the comments were full of terrible suburb, won't grow, full of crime, da 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 da. And guess what? It's going up like 25 to 30% in the last 12 months. That was free. Some people acted upon it, credit to them. They've made more than 100, 150, $200,000. Others who simply saw it as free advice, not valuable, didn't take action, huge opportunity cost. So when someone pays for something, then something clicks in their mind where they think, yeah, I got to actually act upon it. This is something worthwhile. All right. That's number one. Number two question that I get asked, that as I said at the start, is if you already know all the best properties, if your system truly does work, then why don't you just go off and buy everything? Well, different answers to this. One is that I would hate to have 50 properties. I would hate to have even 20 properties. I have 13 properties and this is not so much of a headache. Takes me a few hours a month to manage. But double that, that's even more. Double that again, even more. That becomes a part time job. I don't really want that. That's number one. And number two is I can't actually buy all the properties that my clients buy. My clients are buying every single day of every single week of every single month of literally every single year. They've bought more than 3,500 properties over the last 7 or odd years. So I can't have bought all of them even if I had the money. Why? Because you don't have unlimited borrowing capacity. The banks will only lend you so much. So even if today I wanted to buy 50 properties at 500K each, Although let's not say today, let's say in the next month and a half, I know my clients are going to buy 50 properties. I couldn't buy them because the bank just won't lend me enough money. And even if you said, but PK, you have the cash to do that, sure. But I also have other interests in life, like private equity, like I'm starting a not for profit school here in the state that I live, inculcating personalized education, stress free education, spiritual education, practical financial literacy, a sort of combination that you don't see in many schools. This is a school that we're fundraising for. It's a school that we're starting not for profit. No, this is an interest that I'm doing amongst a couple of other not for profits. So I want to divert my time in other things as well, not just loading up on as many properties as possible. Sure, that would make great marketing. PK Gupta, 300 properties, buy his course, right? But there comes a time when you get to a stage where it's like, okay, I got enough, notwithstanding everything I've already said, but I want to do other things in life as well. So my attention, energy, and focus go elsewhere as well without losing my interest in property. So these are the reasons. And often people say, well, if you're so rich, why are you so active on social media? But the content that I create, I genuinely enjoy creating it. Am I there every time you see a post? Is it me hitting publish on X, on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Reddit, on no, there's a whole team, right? It's not me necessarily that is on there 8 hours a day posting everything. You got to understand this, and when you understand this, you can adopt a wealthier mindset. Of course, Oscar Wilde said that be yourself, everyone else is taken. So this is myself. I have the most successful property investment course in Australia that ever existed, and probably, hopefully, that will ever exist in the foreseeable future. My clients get amazing results. It's have the most social proof in Australia, hundreds of YouTube testimonials, thousands of reviews, social proof where you can join my Facebook group and verify by DMing these clients yourself. We're not relying on just Google reviews because often people say they may be fake. But everything that I'm saying is the truth, and the truth is important to share. There's a Mexican proverb that said that they tried to bury us, but they didn't know that we were seeds. When I first started this many years ago, the buyer's agent industry tried to bury me. They said a course would never work. You can never get off market deals, DIY. You can't buy good suburbs, DIY. You can't excel in property investment whilst having a full time job and kids and being time poor, DIY. You can't get high yield deals, DIY. You can't match the full time expertise of buyer's agents, DIY. I disproved that, and all my clients are doing it, buying property within 1 or 2 months of starting with just 3 to 5 hours a week dedication. That is through systemization, data, and clinical mentoring. They tried to bury me, but I emerged as a tree. And there's no credit to myself, really. It's a credit to this concept of I'll show them. Have you ever heard that? If someone challenges you, but you know you're right inside, there's this grit that appears. I'll show him. I'll show them. And then from that part, from that consciousness, you can achieve huge things. That was a key torchlight or a guiding light in my journey. And that's why I'm so successful. I'm actually proud to say, because I have showed them, and my clients are hugely successful, and they are the marketing engine of my course business, and I should say mentorship business, because it's not just a course. So I'm trying to run my various businesses, including my mentorship business, with this concept of mind that Ravindranath Tagore, he exemplified. He said that when you were born, you cried while the world rejoiced, okay, like your family and friends. Live your life in such a way that when you die, the world cries while you rejoice. Now, I don't know if the world would cry, probably too presumptuous of me to say, but I want to rejoice because I want to know that I did the right thing. I helped so many everyday people genuinely transform their lives, knowing that financial happiness does not bring overall happiness, but it does bring freedom. And I help so many people, hopefully by the time I die, achieve financial freedom, financial happiness, so that they themselves can find their true purpose without the burden of financial anxiety. My name's PK. Hopefully I answered those two questions. Hit the subscribe button, give it a like, and thank you so much for being part of my community. I'm very grateful to you.